Warning, I swear a lot.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Lob Corp Abnormality Story Record Investigation Hoedown.
Time's up, run!
I'm still keen to learn more about the abnormalities I'm actually working with, because, it's all well and good to draw your own conclusions from their actions within the game and how they look and the little bits of flavor text you get while working with them, but if there is detailed lore to be discovered and to be reviewed, fuck, that's the wrong thing. I did it again. Mr. Papadopoulos, I did it again. If there is important, relevant, and interesting information to be reviewed and to learn about these things, I think it's worth checking out. I'm just gonna have to remember what I've already done. It looks like we're gonna start with the red shoes, which is an abnormality. It's not a tool. So this is gonna be interesting. I suppose it's gonna be about the previous owner. Oh yeah, that's long. Okay. A pair of elegant red women's shoes. The design is antique, but there is no telling where and how they were made. It overwhelms the mind with the urge to try them on. The changes that occur from wearing the abnormality are first visible in the eyes of the wearer. The next observable change is that the wearer is unwilling to take off the shoes. They will also act upon any and all desires that they may have subconsciously suppressed. If someone attempts to hamper them from acting on their desires or tries to take off the shoes will control its host, which sometimes leads to murder. I feel like it exclusively leads to murder, but sure. It is unknown whether the host's will is involved in the process, but taking into consideration the sharp increase of one's desires and aggressiveness, the host's primal urges seem to remain intact. Excerpt from counseling log. Redacted was a nice person. Well, they were also kinda a celebrity. They always told us that our job was something to be proud of. They knew how to deal with all kinds of abnormalities, but it was our biggest mistake to let them into that containment unit. We never thought that a pair of shoes, of all things, would do any sort of harm. At some point, Redacted was wearing the shoes, grinning from ear to ear. It was, well, it was strange. That wasn't a smile, it was omitted. Blood was all over the place. The tapping of the shoes echoed in the corridor. I closed my eyes and played dead. I saw one of my colleagues' head rolling around on the floor. The shoes stopped right in front of me and stood still for such a long time. Eventually, they moved past me, and that was right when I passed out. Omitted. I heard that they couldn't take off the shoes and had to cut their legs. No one ever saw Redacted again after that, but those who've been here long enough will recall the incident. Footage from corridor camera Z3493, Redacted 1 and Redacted 2. So, the work on your part is all done, right? I just finished mine. That little match girl is still in the same state. It's so frustrating. Wanna grab some coffee at the lounge? You know, Redacted 1, there's something I've been thinking about for a long time. Let's talk when we get to the lounge. I'm just too tired right now. Hey, are you wearing shoes? Only staff footwear is allowed during work. That's not important, Redacted 1. What's important is that we're alone at the moment. What are you talking about? Wait, what exactly are you wearing on your feet? You didn't wear it, did you? Oh boy, I've loved you for a while. Take it off, now. Do you even realize what you're doing right now? I was thinking about why you wouldn't love me back. It's Emily, isn't it? You're so busy looking at Emily that you didn't even notice me, right? Is that an axe you're holding? And you're bleeding from your ankles. Redacted 2, I'm begging you, please take that off. So all I need is to get rid of Emily. Wait here for a bit, it won't take long. You have to stay still till I come back. Please snap out of it. If you wanted to stop me, you should have done that the day we first met. Redacted 2 stunned Redacted 1 with their weapon and went to the lounge. Fortunately, no one else besides Redacted 1 was harmed, including Emily. Redacted 2 was soon removed from the company database. They were entirely aware of what they were doing. They admitted that the shoes only encouraged them to do what they always desired. A response team handled the suppression of Redacted 2. Afterwards, the red shoes ran away, tearing Redacted 2's ankles off their body. It took a total of 23 minutes for them to be suppressed, contained, and returned to their containment unit. Redacted 2 died from excessive blood loss. Redacted 1 only sustained minor injuries, but elected to resign due to excessive psychological trauma. Excerpt from a research log. We received the report that employee Redacted was alerted by the shoes and was roaming the corridor. We immediately ordered employee F3054 to suppress her. She was a veteran employee with vast experience in suppression, so we expected her to suppress a female employee without any trouble, but she didn't return. And when others found her, employee F4002 was unconscious with both her ankles severed, while employee F3054 was maniacally trying to remove the shoes from the severed feet. So I guess, because it references a previous owner before as a consequence for, the actions that took place when they were worn, but from here it seems more like this abnormality seems to just amplify, the id of someone, as it were, the base primal desires and urges within the person. It's fucked, though. It's terrifying. I wish it didn't make them smile like crazy people. You know, alongside everything else it does. A mechanical abnormality whose humanoid body is composed entirely of galvanized steel. It holds a giant axe with both hands, but does not show any activity, as if it's unable to move. The friends were imperfect in one way or another, so they helped each other to fill what they were lacking and embarked on a journey to make their wishes come true. The Scarecrow wanted a brain, the Tin Woodsman wanted a heart, the Cowardly Lion wanted courage, and Dorothy wanted to return home. The one they thought to be the Great Wizard instead gave the Woodsman a lead heart. But you're a machine. That means you were built to serve humans, don't you understand? Machines don't need a heart. Good job making it all the way here, though. Take this as compensation. Be sure to tell everyone waiting for you that your wish definitely came true. Some left with satisfaction. The friends departed and were never to be seen again. The hard, cold lead was depressing. The Tin Woodsman couldn't agree with this. In anger, he swung his axe through the wizard's heart. The warm heart was pulsing vigorously. He shoved the lead into the wizard's now empty chest. For the first time in his life, the woodsman started laughing at the sight and felt a pleasure he had never had before. Grabbing a chunk of mushy hearts, he shoves it into his chest. There will never be enough hearts. Once a woodsman, he now fells people instead of trees. This is a forest full of hearts. No matter how many he cuts down, the forest still remains dense. A kind person would carry a warmer heart. When the heart is lost, the woodsman will fall to his knees in sorrow, clutching his empty chest, as if begging for the only thing he has left not to be taken. So this obviously is a play on The Wizard of Oz. Obvious. Everyone gets that from reading this. But a fascinating play nonetheless, because he's an F, isn't he? Yeah, so he's based on fairy tales. So it's interesting that they're using actual real stories, quote-unquote, for these abnormalities. It's not as if they're inspired by those stories. This is straight up just from The Wizard of Oz. Like, it's a one-to-one connection, just a reinterpretation of one of the characters. The Woodsman is terrifying. Like, he swings hard and he swings fast. I remember losing, I think maybe an entire team to him. He is excessively powerful. I desperately don't ever... God, if he'd managed to escape... Can he escape by himself? Can he escape by himself, or does he have to kill someone in order to escape? I can't remember. But if he ever manages to escape by himself, we're in big trouble. Hey, the punishing bird, you little shit. God damn you. A small and confident bird that punishes the evil, guilty, and all sorts of irreverent people. Some employees have said that it is cute when the bird mightily flutters its tiny wings. People have been committing sins since long ago. Why do they commit sins knowing it's wrong? The small bird wondered. Must be because there's no one to punish people for their misdeeds. If someone takes that role, then no foul act would ever happen in this world again. With this in mind, the little bird left the forest it had been living in and never went back. So he's just a little fucking, he fucks people. He's like, I'm avenging bird, I guess. That's silly. It is fun though. Apparently this thing has a connection to the Judgment Bird and one more bird, which I haven't seen. What was it? Dash 40? Dash 40 is the other bird. I'm going to want to keep an eye out for them in the next episode. Because if I can get them, that sounds like it'd be fun. Apparently something special happens if they all break out at once. Looking forward to seeing that. Please don't spoil what it is. I'd like to see it for myself. That's fun. Speaking of which, Judgment Bird. This is going to be something, isn't it? Ah, not as long as I thought. A bird that used to judge the living in the dark forest, carrying around an unbalanced scale. I've always liked the scale as symbolism. The scale always tilts the same direction, but it doesn't know this as its eyes are covered, or perhaps it's turning a blind eye to this truth. In fact, the bird was once an even-handed justiciar. Its scale would never neglect the weight of even the smallest sin. The long bird made a scale that was capable of weighing any sin to maintain the peace of the forest. At one point, the bird's eyes could see through anything. The eyes always shone brilliantly, burning like stars in the night sky. But it gave its eyes to the big bird in order to protect the forest. Now only the void fills its eye sockets. The bandage is in tatters, like it could tear off at any second. The bird's face was once covered in gleaming feathers, but they fell out as it spent too much time without sunlight. All that remains is the unjust scale. The long bird continues on, doling out judgment. The big bird, you say? The big bird. That's probably the third one. The big bird. I don't want to meet the big bird. The real big bird in real life is terrifying. This one's probably even scarier. It's probably a reference to Big Bird, and it's probably super creepy. But it seems to be some kind of avatar of justice, like, you know, blind, like, sort of uncompromising justice, you know, like lawful good, or lawful evil, actually, like lawful evil, where it's like, you know, you stole bread to feed your family, so I'm gonna cut your legs off. Uncompromising. But interesting. It's been corrupted over time, clearly. It's a warped sense of what it used to be. Laetitia! This should be interesting. Similar to a child in size and always maintaining a bright smile. A very, very adorable little kid. They call me an adorable little kid because I am a small and lovely child. The kid comes from a place far, far away. And when the kid meets someone she likes, she will give them a gift made all by herself. The gift's content is a secret though. This is another really, really important secret, but the kid has a lot of talents. This girl has many friends, but they said she can't bring them here. She was so sad that she had to leave her dear friends behind, so she came up with a brilliant idea. If I cover up my friends nicely and make it look like a gift, everyone will be surprised, and they'll all laugh together over my prank. Whoops, there goes the secret of the gift. I hope to find lots of friends here too. The kid is shy, so the gift will be given in secret. Farewells are sad. I hope we can play more, and people here don't smile. That looks so gloomy. So this little lady has made a decision to stay here and never leave until laughter is restored to this place. I will be happy if everyone is pleased with my pranks. Laetitia, I like you, but oh my god, I don't want to see something burst out of my employees. I really don't. I really, really don't. But the good news is I think she's quite easily farmable and could be very useful for raising up very weak agents. And if I just focus on that, I don't need to send them anywhere else, so the gift will never explode, and it'll be fine. But she's fascinating. I was terrified when she first showed up, but as it turns out, she's actually kind of harmless. And in fact, she's actually quite useful. Very pleased with this abnormality. Wait, we're actually on to the last one. Wow, I got through those quickly. Jesus. A tree that stands in the middle of the containment unit. It never withers, even if it is not given any form of nutrition. Some employees take time to rest near this tree. Employees sometimes enter its containment unit for leisure. Pansy. Hey, Xavier, did you see that new abnormality? I think you got put in charge of it. Yeah, I saw it alright. Just some tree with buds along its branches. I don't think they'll be able to blossom without sunlight. Did you start making observations and writing reports yet? Nah, I think I'll get to it soon enough though. Alrighty, take care. Hey, long time no see, how's it going lately? Yo, get this, you know that abnormality we talked about before? I don't think it's hostile, and guess what? It started blooming. It was so surreal looking at them, it felt like spring had come for the first time in this place. Is that okay? Usually any sort of change is a bad omen for something catastrophic here. Don't worry, it's just some harmless little flowers. Thanks for worrying about me though. Bonjour again, how's work been going for you? Golly, the flowers just keep blooming. I think it'll fill up the whole unit at this rate. You should see it for yourself, it's really beautiful. I don't think I'd ever get sick of looking at it. I'd love to, man, but I can't. I've been so busy lately. Really? Damn, what a shame. It's absolutely magnificent, I'm telling you. You doing alright by the way? You've been making a lot of mistakes these days. It seems like you've been spacing out a ton too. Don't worry, it's nothing. I gotta head back now. Oh, I've been making a sketch of the tree, actually. I'll let you be the first person to see it when I'm done. Audio recording of counseling session. Yeah, I've been feeling better recently. I got better at managing abnormalities too. Going to Grave of Cherry Blossoms chamber makes me feel weirdly amazing. Like you said, I never believed that mumbo jumbo about Flora giving out a good aura or whatever. But I guess it was true. It's such a shame I can't see those cherry blossoms with Xavier. I got to see his work in progress sketch when I was rummaging through his stuff one time. The actual tree was much more beautiful. It was more magnificent than everything he described it as. It's such a tragedy that he went missing before seeing how it is now. If you find any abnormality suspicious, please make sure you look into them, alright? Yep, I'm fine now. I shook off that feeling. The cherry blossoms all fell after I saw it that time. Yet I saw buds poking out of the branches. Would it be alright if I oversaw the abnormality from now on? No, it's no big deal. I just want to see those flowers in full bloom again. Yes, thank you. Notice of advice. We've received reports about an alarming increase in the number of employees who want to view Grave of Cherry Blossoms containment. This fervent rush of requests is likely due to the absence of natural scenery in our facility. However, I don't think there is any need to make a rule against it. We found that our staff's mental contamination indices decreased when looking at Grave of Cherry Blossoms. This fervent rush of requests is likely due to the absence of natural scenery in our facility. However, I don't think there is any need to make a rule against it. We found that our staff's mental contamination indices decrease when looking at Grave of Cherry Blossoms. The reason behind this is unimportant. It could be Flora giving out a good aura for all anyone cares. The only thing that's certain is that Grave of Cherry Blossoms captivates our employees and they don't know what lies beneath its roots. Did you realize that the cherry blossoms are strikingly crimson and its unmatched beauty is caused by this color? The more blood it has, the more beautiful it is. Our employees who are oblivious to it are drawn to it again and again. Just keep everything hush-hush for now. It's how things work in this place. So it's a carnivorous tree, essentially. It just eats people and that allows it to grow and flourish. I like it as a concept. It's cool and it's interesting. It's actually really kind of spooky when it kills people. Like the vines, the roots shoot out and just drag the person in. I remember how, by the way, this video takes place after part 6. So if you're not up to part 6 yet, this would have been spoilers. I'll put something at the start of the video so you're not, so it's not too late me saying it now. But when it killed Anthony, oh boy, that was a moment. Like, I'd seen it kill before, but just that it happened in that moment, it was so sudden, and combined with the fact that it had killed someone very important. I think it took down, Sloth Tiger as well, didn't it? It killed both of my captains. The thing is dangerous. Cool, but dangerous. Well, shit, that's all the abnormalities, ladies and gentlemen. I was expecting this to take longer, but I guess last time we had the Can of World Cheers, which had a really long story record, and a couple of these were quite short. I didn't really find any details that I was really kind of hoping for. Red Shoes and Warm-Hearted Woodsman were very interesting. I want to learn more about the birds, but I think I need to find a third one in order to find out that information. But we've got more abnormalities on the way. I know what to keep an eye out for to get the last bird. It's not so bad having this be short, actually, because it means I can put it up alongside something else, and it's a little extra thing for you guys to enjoy if you are interested in checking it out. We're already 20% of the way through getting all the abnormalities, I think, so we're making decent progress. I'm looking forward to seeing what else is here. I accidentally caught like a glimpse of a screenshot at one point, and that was something fucking horrifying. So, yeah. Looking forward to that, but I digress, I'm rambling, no point dragging this out any longer. Thank you so much for watching. Lobotomy Corporation will be continuing to go up as regularly as I can handle, but as you guys know, I go away for work, and that does disrupt my ability to put up videos. But you've all been very patient, and I greatly appreciate it. And whatever happens next time, and I'm sure the next batch of abnormalities we review on here will be interesting, but whatever happens, hope I see you there. Toodles, goodbye.